that's the challenge of the NBA. There's all different start times. You know, sometimes you get an early, sometimes it's mid-afternoon, sometimes it's your normal, 7 o'clock time. Sometimes it's the late start, the 8:30. So whenever the ball goes up, you got to be ready to go. So, and I think you have to have a strategy for early morning and late evening, whatever it might be, but be ready.
You guys are playing another team that's a little lower in pace. You just did that with Denver and Memphis, of course. What have you learned from those games in adjusting to another team's wanting to go as little?
Yeah, I think the important thing for us is to get stops so we can get out and run. And so again, the defense has to be a priority. The rebounding is a big concern because I think it's one of the things they do well, and we're going to have to be ready for that.
Rebounding, in particular, offensive rebound.
Yeah. And they're quick to the ball, so we have to make sure we hit and fight and pursue.
Tom, turnovers were up for your team on the homestand. Is there anything that's changed, and what needs to change to get that back?
And we just got to be a low turnover team, and I think when you look at it, oftentimes usually turnovers fall into one or two categories. Usually it's either too much one-on-one or you're trying a risky pass and you're trying to thread the needle on something. So I think keeping it simple, hit the first open man, and then if you're being double teamed, trust the pass.
With Robert and Dario, kind of where are they at? You got a couple practices last week in terms of getting integrated with everything.
Yeah, it's just a work in progress. Anytime you make a trade mid-season, that's part of the challenge. They've missed training camp, and they have to. They know the NBA, but they have to learn their teammates. They're learning a new system. So for the most part, I think they've done well. They've adapted well. So, but it's still, something we have to continue to work at. But, they come in early, get extra work in to develop a better understanding of what we're trying to do.
Does that show up, on the offensive end more than the defensive end? In terms of chemistry?
Probably both. I think in terms of the defense, because the one thing is that their size has been helpful in terms of the switching that it allows us to do. So that part is similar, but the offense, you're picking up new terminology and things like that. And there's still a lot of things that you start with the basics that most teams run, and then you're trying to take some things that they did well from before and add those to what we're doing. So it's a challenge, and we just have to keep working at it.
Tom, how have Derrick Rose and Gibson evolved from your time when you were with them in Chicago to where they are right now with Minnesota as players?
Well, I just think they're with experience you learn a lot, and so I think that they're in different places now. Derrick, when I first had him, he was 22-year-old kid, and was the MVP of the league, All-Star, all those things, and he's gone through a lot, and he's playing great basketball for us again. So that's a good thing. This past summer, he was the first summer in 5 years he was healthy, so I think that allowed him to prepare for the season. And when you look at Taj, he's the ultimate pro, always has been. He was the same way in Chicago. Whatever you ask him to do, he's all team first. Start, come off the bench, big minutes, short minutes, play great defense, play for the team, play to win. And Luau has been great veteran leadership, and I think that's important for our team.
How about for you? And as a coach, obviously coaches develop as well.
Yeah, same. Every year you're faced with new and different challenges, and so going in, I had a good understanding of where the team was, so it's still a challenge to try to get out of that. So I thought last year we had a great year, but this year we got to go through some adjustments, and we just got to concentrate on getting better each and every day.
Being with those guys so long, any particular stories or moments stick out with them that you can recall?
A lot. Like when you spend time with people as I did. There were a lot of things I was really proud of all that they did there, particularly with the things that we went through being shorthanded, things like that. But and then just to see how they've grown as people. All three are they're great people. They're a lot different than they were 5 years ago. So I think we all are.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tom.